Welcome back to Intellify. I'm Rasika Ramakrishna and let's continue with the chapter on surface areas and volumes. Exercise 13.8, question number 8. A dome of a building is in the form of a hemisphere. From inside, it was whitewashed at the cost of rupees 4989.60. If the cost of whitewashing is rupees 20 per square meter, find the inside surface area of the dome and the volume of air inside the dome. Assume pi equal to 22/7. Alright, so before we go ahead, let's look at a portion of the red fort and understand what we mean by hemispherical dome. So this top portion is what we call a hemispherical dome. Alright, so what do we have in the question? We have the cost of whitewashing the interior of a hemispherical dome and the rate at which this painting is done. And what do we have to find? We have to find the inside surface area of the dome and the volume of air inside the dome. So how do we go about this? Alright, so before we go ahead, let's first understand what the question has given us. The question has given us the cost of painting the inner surface of the dome. So what exactly do we mean by the inner surface of the dome or the inside surface of the dome? So note that domes are generally there in ceilings of buildings. So by the inside surface of the dome, we are talking about the surface of the dome that is there inside the building. So we're given the cost of painting this particular region, alright. So this exactly corresponds to the curved surface of the hemisphere. Alright, so now that we have this sorted, let us go and understand what we mean by volume of air inside the hemisphere. So it is pretty obvious that the volume of air inside the dome is nothing but the volume of the inner hemispherical dome itself. Alright, so now that we know that this is the volume we've got to compute, let's see how we'll go about it. So using the cost of painting, we can find the CSA. Why can we do this? Because CSA into the rate of painting is going to give you the cost of painting. Alright, so now that we have the CSA, using the CSA, we can find the radius. And once we have the radius, using the radius, we can find the volume. So this is how we'll go about the question. Note that even if the question had not asked for you to specifically find the CSA and instead directly said that you've got to find the volume of air inside the dome, you would have done the exact same thing. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the CSA of the inner dome. So we're calling it the inner dome because it's actually inside the building. There's no other reason for this but the fact that it's inside the building. Alright, so now you know that the cost of painting is rupees 4989.60, which is going to be CSA times rate, and the rate per square meter is given to be rupees 20. So 4989.60 is equal to CSA times 20. So CSA is going to be 4989.60 divided by 20, which is going to be 249.48 square meters. Right, so now that you have the CSA, you can find the radius. So note that the surface area of a hemisphere is given by 2 pi r square. So CSA is equal to 249.48 equal to 2 pi r square. So 2 into 22/7 into r square is equal to 249.48. So r square is equal to 249.48 into 7 divided by 44, which is going to be 39.69, which implies r is equal to 6.3 meters. Alright, so now that you have the radius, you can go ahead and compute the volume. So radius is equal to 6.3 meters, and you know that the volume of a hemisphere is given by 2/3 pi r cube. So volume is equal to 2 into 22/7 into 6.3 cube. So you can cancel out the necessary terms and you will be left with 523.908 cubic meters. So this is the volume of air inside the hemisphere.